Here we have it, guys, the E-Revo 2.0 VXL brushless system, capable of 6S and going 70 miles per hour. Of course, it does have the VXL 6S system. First time to be introduced out of the box for the E-Revo. So guys, before we open this up, let's go ahead and check out the box itself. So for the right side, we have all that boring information that no one really pays attention to, but it does tell you which version of the body that you get. You can see that they changed the design for the E-Revo. Honestly, I'm not sure what I think about the new design. I do kind of prefer the old one. But one thing I did just notice is that this does not include a battery or charger. That's unusual because usually Traxxas always gives you everything you need right out of the box to get things started, except for batteries for the remote. On the other side of the box, you can see that they have the display side and looks good. No information, but you got this cool picture of the E-Revo itself. On the other side of the box, they do give you a top view of the RC itself and, of course, all of what you need in order to get everything up and going. And look at this, stock gearing, optional gearing sold separately. That's interesting. So even though you can take it up to 70 miles per hour, you cannot do that unless you buy the gearing, which is not included. Very interesting. I thought that they would include that, but guess it looks like they don't. But yes, moving on. On the side panel, we have all the features displayed on the E-Revo 2.0. We got the max duty ring and pinion sets, the massive front and rear bulkheads, compact transmission. We got the X-Max style Mod 1 wide face gears, beefy new extra tough suspension arms. We got what looks like an upgrade for the chassis itself, smooth aluminum GTR shocks, torque biasing center drive, new carriers equipped with larger bearings, and of course the max duty steel CV drive shafts. All much needed upgrades for the E-Revo. And of course we have all this little fun information for the remote itself. And even though it does have the link enabled, looks like you also have to buy the link part for the remote itself. Another thing that they leave out from this RC. Interesting. But yes, once again, we have the VXL 6S on display. On the opposite side, they display even more information about the E-Revo. They talk about the clipless body mounting, which I think is a very welcome change because I hate those body clips. We have the self-riding ability, which is another great feature, the maximum suspension travel, and talking about the 2075 digital servos. Guys, now that we got the box covered, it's time to open it up. I'm not gonna lie, guys, that is a sexy RC. Wow. Now that I get to actually look at the new body design, I have to say I really like it. One thing I find funny though is that they didn't make any mention of the new Talon design for the tires. As you guys can see, the old design is, well, it's not as aggressive with tread, and the compound is definitely a lot thicker. One of the biggest things that I saw a lot of people complain about with E-Revos is that once they cranked up the power, the tire would shred apart. So this is definitely another very welcome change. So let's go ahead and pull ourselves away from this RC and see what else is in the box. Here we have, I'm sure, the manual and all the extra parts, which there really aren't any of. They're just tools. Now with the old E-Revo unboxings I've seen, they do include more, but wow, they really went bare bones with this. Last thing that's up is, of course, the remote. All right. Pull that on out, and here we have the remote, which honestly doesn't look any different than most of Traxxas' standards remotes. No extra switches or anything. It's pretty basic, but it does get the job done. All right, Let's roll the RC back into the center of the table, and let's get this body off so we can see what's underneath. Now, like it said on the box, there are no longer any body clips. We have this new design, which, aha, there we go. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and pull off the plastic while we're at it. There you have it, guys. We have a roll cage underneath, as well as this new guard that's on top of the RC. This is a heavy RC, so the fact that they put a guard on the body is a great idea. The body itself, I have to admit, guys, I really do like this design. Like I mentioned earlier, I wasn't too sure about it, but no, this looks really good. It's a nice thick plastic too. And now for the RC itself. This thing is a beast. This is insane. I can definitely see that they stepped up a lot of things. There's even a chassis brace. Then it looks like it has guards for the shocks. I know that wasn't on the old one. Oh wow, this suspension is so incredibly smooth, guys. Man, look at that freaking motor. I have to say that Traxxas really did outdo themselves with this RC. This thing is just beautiful to look at. And of course we have the star of the show, which is a VXL 6S ESC. This is a massive ESC, guys. It's actually pretty nice to see that they got rid of the yellow wire cover, because it used to be yellow, blue, and white, which I thought just clashed, but no, that looks really good. And of course we have dual intake for it, so you can go ahead and do the 6S, because it is going to take 2 batteries. They do have the 2 compartments on the sides, which honestly looks really good. But yes, plenty of room for any battery that you wish to put in there, and of course a way out for the cable. Oh my gosh, this thing is insane. You can get a glimpse at the much thicker A-arms, as well as the new axle carriers, bigger bearings, and it's just, oh, that is just beautiful, guys. Simply beautiful. And of course, underneath, nothing too special here. You can see the new servos, of course, and you get some better views of course, the new axle carriers. These new drive lines, though, you can see are just, they are massive. I don't think these are going to easily break, knock on wood. The only thing I have to say, though, is that this fin is incredibly flimsy, guys. I mean, it feels like the plastic is just as weak as the body itself. And by body, I mean this body. Probably a good thing, though. You want this thing flexing. If it's too thick, I'm sure it'll break under the weight of this. Because, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is very, very heavy. Ugh. And now we've come to the part where everyone kind of thinks is the most boring, but it is still considered part of the unboxing, in my opinion. And honestly, I like to see what's in the bag. Okay, so, got some braces. Not too sure what those are for. We got the tools. Believe me, I'm happy to have these. We have stickers. Interesting. Ah, for the fin. I gotcha. We got registration. We have advertisement for the TQI. I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, everything about that. Then we have the parts list. Yep. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna hold on to that. And of course we have yet another advertisement for the ID charger. Don't really care about that. And then we have the actual manual itself, which doubles as the quick start guide. Excellent. Model 86086-4. Yay, all the fun warnings, everything that a lot of people don't even care about. They just throw a battery in there and get it going. I'm actually kind of surprised I was able to open the body without messing up. Oh my gosh. But yes, you can see all the things that are not included. They do not include batteries. And Traxxas has their own brand of batteries. Really? Then you need the lipos, of course, the easy dual charger. I have all that stuff already, so I don't really have to worry about it. Then it shows up how to connect everything, get stuff going. My gosh, guys. Well, I think it's time that I go ahead and throw some batteries into the E-Revo and see if we can get it going. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some batteries in the remote itself. Thankfully, I have some extra ones thanks to Tristan. Thank you again, RC Bros 2000. 4 double A's. Does it turn on? Now, before I throw some batteries into the E-Revo, I should go ahead and mention a few things that the manual is very particular about. You do not use NIM batteries for this RC at all. It is strictly LiPo. And yes, you do need to use 2 batteries, guys. You can't just use 1 battery. This is an all or nothing setup. So thankfully, I just happen to have 2 Traxxas lipos that I can go ahead and use. It's only gonna add up to 4S, but guys, I gotta see this RC going, and this is the quickest way to do it. 4S is already insane. I will get another lipo battery that will be able to bring it up to 6S. But yes, another thing that I should mention with the lipo batteries is all their features also have to be aligned with each other. They have to have the same C and the same cell strength. You want 2 3S's with 30C and highly preferable the same milliamp as well. You want these batteries both fully charged and equal. That way the system can really utilize its full potential. Otherwise, if anything's off that way, it could cause some electrical things down the road. Now, as you can tell, these compartments are pretty big. 4200 milliamp LiPo battery from Traxxas can fit in there with no problem. And yes, it does have the option for the Smart ID, but you can use the old Traxxas plug as well. So everything is hooked up. Make sure that the remote is on. And now it's time to power this thing up for the first time ever. Ooh, you can already hear that fan at work. Wow. For that much weight, these tires move very smoothly. Holy mackerel. Now it's time to test the throttle. And yeah, everything is working all right. Yes, I did put it on a stand because I'm not stupid enough to try this on a desk. Okay, well. Wow. That's about halfway and I'm already getting scared. I am actually frightened beyond get up to put 6S in this. Whoo! This is a beast, guys. Let's do that again. Don't even want to go beyond half throttle. That's... ay caramba. This thing is impressive. Alright, so the batteries have been removed. Now it's time to reattach the body. Which, I'm not gonna lie guys, it's a little bit trickier than you think. You see, this first little lip goes straight underneath and into the shock tower. Just like that. And then for the back, you have to make sure that this is standing up before you slide it down. Otherwise, it's not gonna latch properly. But once you clip that back into place, the body is secure. So the only other thing I really want to check out is these tires itself. Let's get this nut off. While I'm on the topic of the wheel wrench, you can see that they do include all the other Allen wrenches, as well as suspension multi-tool, battery compartment springs, and the battery retainers, which were these parts that I did not know what they were at first. Alright, so we're going to go back to the bag of tools. You can see that they do include something to take off the tires. Alright, let's check out these new axle carriers. I'm gonna have to say that aluminum nut is nice. All right, this should be able to be pulled right on off. And there you can see the whole setup for the axle carrier. Looks pretty darn solid. I am not gonna lie. This suspension, guys, it is just so smooth. These GTR shocks are something else. And yes, they are adjustable. There is a ring on them, as you can see, where you can just up the strength of the tension, which I might do because the front seems a little too sloppy for my taste. The back is perfect though. My gosh, you can get a better look at these drive lines. I mean, that is a solid piece of metal, though I'm sure there's going to be people out there who find a way to break them. There always is. And I am going to have to admit, these Talon EXTs are insane. They feel like a good tire, and there's no more chrome on there because the chrome always just gets scratched off, so I'm glad that they went with a flat plastic look. It just looks good. The only thing I would have to say is, you know, you can take maybe a silver paint pen, paint these nuts silver, because make that tire pop. But yeah, these are all future modifications. And that is unboxing of the E-Revo 2.0, guys. Of course, I will be having run videos and upgrades for this RC in the future. So if you haven't already, subscribe and see what happens next with this awesome RC. And it goes without saying, thank you everyone who supported my channel, especially Coyote, who made this all possible.